Hi, I'm Kevin from Sticks and Stones Wood Carving. Welcome to the channel. If you like this video, subscribe so you can get more videos just like this one every time we put one out. Make sure you click that little bell icon, and that way when we put out a new video from this channel, you'll be notified for the next new video that comes up. Well, thanks for showing up, and today what we're going to do is we're going to discuss a lot of things, and we'll make videos on each one of these down the road, but this video is going to be about things you must have to make awesome carvings and improve your skills. Now, there's plenty of things out there. You don't have to get all these things at once, but if you want to be serious about wood carving, sooner or later, you're probably going to need all these things. I don't care what kind of carving you're doing. Whether you're using hand tools, you eventually want to go to power tools. And once you get to power tools, you're doing power carving, you want to make money, you want to open a business maybe, unless you're just doing it as a hobby, sooner or later you want to get bigger and bigger and even advance to chainsaw carving. So this video is going to be about the things that we can use and the tools that you can collect over the years. Very few people collect them all at once because I'm still collecting tools after 20-something years. All right. So this video is going to be about must-have tools that will help improve your carvings and help improve your business as a wood carver and your skills as a wood carver. Okay. Number one is going to be a Dremel. Right. The Dremels come in all kinds of different models. You can start off wood carving with a simple Dremel. It only has to be one speed. I like the variable speed Dremels. They work a lot better. You can get the different bits for them. There's a huge selection of bits for them, but everybody should have a Dremel in their toolbox or in their shop if you're going to be a wood carver. Okay, now one step up from a Dremel is the next tool, and that's a Fordham. A Fordham is usually used in making jewelry, and then the wood carvers got a hold of it years ago, and now it's one of the main tools that you just can't do without if you're a power carver. Right? It's a step up from the Dremel. The Dremel runs a lot higher speed, but the Fordham has interchangeable hand pieces, and the pieces on the Fordham are so varied. You could keep all these pieces, your favorite bits in one piece, and then just switch the hand pieces, and they're already there. And the nice thing about the Fordham is you can go from, you're not just stuck with, as you would be with a Dremel with a 1/8 inch collet. You can go all the way up to 1/4 inch shaft bits, okay? And you can really tear some wood up and have some huge router bits and everything else in the Fordhams, which is really nice, and we'll cover a Fordham in a future video, and we'll show you what I mean. Now, another thing you're going to need is a very good selection of power carving bits, right? And that's for your Fordham and your Dremel, all right? And we're going to go through power carving bits and give you a good selection. I'll put links in the descriptions of this video and give you a link for each little piece, but we're going to cover all these in detail down the road. But power carving bits, the more you have, the more things you can do. All right, so you need a good selection of power carving bits, and you need to get knowledgeable about those. Another one is a dust collector. If you're going to start power carving, you're definitely going to need a dust collecting system. All right, so down the road, you're going to want to look into buying a dust collector, and I'll make some recommendations, like I said, and have some links for you. But if you don't have a dust collector, you are going to be in trouble trying to sit there in your shop and power carve without a way to remove dust. This stuff gets in the air. It's very fine dust, the most dangerous dust that you can breathe. So you definitely want to have some kind of dust collector and dust control system in your shop. We're not just talking about power carving in this video. We're also talking about hand carving things you're going to need. And the main thing you're going to need for hand carving is, of course, a good set of knives, right? I've already covered some things on this channel about knives and what I recommend. There's all kinds of knives out there. You definitely need a good carving knife or a set of them, okay? To go with your carving knives, you're going to need a set of gouges, okay? We'll go through some recommendations on that. But without gouges, you're not going to be able to make the eyes that you need and all kinds of different cuts that you're going to be needing to improve as a wood carver. So a good set of gouges is essential, okay? Another one you're going to need is a chainsaw. You start doing bigger carvings, you want to get into doing projects that make really fast and easy money, you're going to need a chainsaw down the road. And you're going to want to get a carving bar for that chainsaw and a carving chain. Okay, we'll cover those in detail on this channel. Another one is going to be a bandsaw. Most people don't realize when you're carving or taking up carving that one of the most important things that you can have is a bandsaw. This is great for cutting out your blanks if you want to do a lot of hand carving or power carving. And you can make almost anything that you want. As long as you have a bandsaw and a block of wood, you can cut out a blank and start carving. All right. So a bandsaw is essential to have in your shop if you want to be a wood carver. Another important one is a grinder. Right? I just made a grinding video. Check out the grinding video on this channel. Right? A good grinder is essential for shaping. Right? It's a good tool to have. You're going to need it in your wood shop because there's plenty of grinding discs, which is another thing that you're going to need. Right? That you can attach to a 4.5-inch grinder that really makes short work of wood and are great for shaping. Right? So a grinder and grinding discs are very essential if you want to become a better wood carver that can actually make more things, and you have the ability to make more things because of this tool and all the tools I'm talking about here. Another important tool that I recommend is get yourself some kind of a power chisel. Okay, now we have a lot of hand chisels, we have our V tools, and we have our gouges, and you can collect those as you go. Sometimes it takes years to get your whole set of hand tools. But a power chisel you can buy right off the bat, like a large ARB power chisel, like I have, and I've used in some of these videos. You can get the small power chisels that aren't as expensive. They don't handle the big items, but they're very good tools, right? And I recommend the Proxxon power chisel for those. I'll cover those in these videos, and you've seen some of them already. All right, and another big tool that I recommend here is the ARB Mini Carver, all right, or Mini Grinder. Very, very good tool. You have that in your shop, you're going to love it, and the things that you can do with it, you're going to be amazed. Another one is going to be a die grinder, especially when you start chainsaw carving. You use the die grinder a lot, plus all the other tools that we've been talking about here in this video. But a die grinder is essential, and we use it for a lot of processes, especially when we're chainsaw carving. Another thing you'd like to have is a wood burner. Right? A wood burner helps you do a lot of detail work. It gives you a lot of options no matter what you're making. Sometimes I'll carve cottonwood bark and wood burn it and then lightly sand it, and it really brings out the detail. All right? So a wood burner is another good thing to have in a carving shop, and it gives you a lot more ways to make your work really pop and stand out once you start making carvings on a regular basis. Now don't forget other things like books. All right, there's plenty of books out there on the market. I recommend them constantly because when you first start carving, there's not like me anyway. When I first started, there wasn't a lot of people just making videos teaching you how to wood carve like you can today on YouTube. All right, and like my channel does and others. So I had to buy books. I can't recommend books enough. Right. Also, DVDs. There's plenty of great DVDs out there, right? And instruction. Find somebody to teach you. Either subscribe to this channel buy DVDs, buy books, visit the links we put in our videos here, because these things are just one thing. If you can learn it from a book or a DVD, can change your whole world and make you a better carver and save you years and years of frustration also trying to figure stuff out. So you'd be surprised how much a $10 book or a $20 book or a $10 or $20 DVD really does help and explain things that you can see how to do it. I like the DVDs myself, but books, I've got plenty of them, and I've seen plenty of people learn and start whole businesses just learning from books and DVDs. Another good thing to have in your shop would be a set of magnifiers. And I've really known this, started seeing this as the years went by carving, that your eyes start getting a little bit weaker, you know, as you get older and stuff. And if I didn't have my magnifiers and different ways to see better the little fine detail in my carvings, you know, I'd have a lot harder time. So a pair of magnifiers in my shop I'm always reaching for, and I recommend getting a good set, because it definitely does help with seeing where those little mistakes are and helping your carving really hone if you can see what you're doing, especially when you get older. Okay, so get a set of magnifiers and you probably would not be disappointed. Another thing not to underestimate is to buy patterns. Right? There's plenty of patterns out there. Sometimes you might want to be a bird carver, right? Or you want to make some Christmas stuff. You can get patterns for that. There's so many patterns out there, and they're cheap. You can get them for a couple of dollars. You know, fill your shop with patterns and drawings and stuff. Get ideas. It helps your imagination grow. You don't have to use the exact pattern, but one pattern will give you 20 ideas, right? So don't just blow it off and think you have to be original. Get patterns. Try other people's patterns, you know, and then make your own. And I'll show you how to do that on the channel. I've already done some. I just make drawings. It'll give you a million ideas. Like I said, one pattern can give you a million ideas, and learn how to draw your own patterns. Then you'll have a million more things that you can put in your shop and in your products that you make. Study castings are always good. You can always go to these wood carving stores and you can buy study castings. They're good to have. You can look at them over and over and over and see, you know, how to carve an eye a little better. You know, if you're not too keen on carving noses or whatever the subject matter. Study castings are out there. They're always great to have. You can have it right in front of you when you're carving, and you can make your carving a lot more realistic or a lot better just because you have it right there in front of you and you have reference. All right, reference is a big thing when you're carving, especially if you're not as artistic as others. You might want to have it right in front of you, not just carving out of your head. Okay, have something to look at so you know what your subject material is while you're carving. And a big plus is it took me a long time and a lot of years to find the right way to hold my carvings. So the right vise, you're going to need some vises. There's rotating vises out there. There's all kinds. We'll discuss a couple here. And any kind of tool holder you can get that you can secure your carving with. There's a lot of questions I get when I make videos is, how are you holding your carving? How do I hold my carving? You know, if you're chainsaw carving even, you know, there's different ways, there's different tools to hold your carvings and make it a lot easier so you can be hands-free and you can work on your projects safely, right? So we're going to discuss a lot of those. And these are some of the main things that you're going to need as a wood carver down the road. Now, it might take you 20 years like me to build all these things up. Some of you might be able to grab a lot of them right away. Some of you might not need half of them. But I believe every one of these products is great for a carving shop. If you're setting up a shop where you want to be a wood carver, I think these are some of the main essentials that you should have in your carving shop. And this should actually answer a lot of questions for people about what tools they'll need. This is just a basic rundown of tools that if you want to make a life as a wood carver or a hobby as a wood carver, but you're serious, these are the tools you should really consider, and sooner or later you're going to need some type or some kind of every one of these. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And we'll cover all these tools one at a time if I haven't covered them, because there's so much depth into this. You could just go into this over and over. really in depth and just take carving bits, for instance. I could make, 10 videos on that. So we are going to cover this stuff more in detail and in depth, but for now, that will be this video, and thanks for watching, and like I said, subscribe to the channel if you like it. Hope to see you soon in the next video.